All right, let's talk about content marketing one more time. This time I'm going to give you specifics. Hey there, Enterprisers, what's good? It's Jason Lago here again, and in this video, I want to talk to you about content marketing strategy hacks. That's right, content marketing strategy hacks. Obviously, you know that I'm big on content marketing here, and you should be as well. If you think about some of your most favorite influencers out there, the people that you follow, the people you want to be like, the people whose business you're keeping alive because you are buying products from them. Maybe you're not keeping them alive, but you understand what I'm saying. All of these people, you are intertwined into them because of the content that they put out. I'd be willing to bet that that is the primary main reason. Sure, you may purchase their stuff because you find value in their material, but the reality is, would you have found them if you didn't see their content? I would venture to say probably not. And more than likely, you probably will not be continued to be dialed in with them if they didn't have ongoing content as well, right? This is the reason why you follow them on YouTube or Instagram or TikTok or whatever. So with all that said, you need to make sure that you are employing some of these strategies as well. So with that said, I'm going to give you 3 content marketing strategy hacks right now. And these are going to be some great pillars for you to keep in mind as you're doing your own content marketing so that you can have a great machine that continues to bring in leads, prospects, and so on. This is going to take your content marketing strategy to the next level. Let's get into these 3 powerful hacks right now. Number 1, content theme. Okay, content theme, right? Now, I've said this before, you don't want to be just an over generalist, right? You don't want to be just a person who's doing random stuff or generalized stuff. While it does make sense to do some of that, especially in the beginning, just so you can throw some numbers at the wall, the reality is you need to become defined in who you are, what you represent, and that way it falls into the lap and into the ears and eyes of the people that you're trying to bring in, right? Again, I've talked so much about finding your ideal customer, and every other expert will tell you the exact same thing. Dialing your specific content and coming up with a specific theme is integral to making sure that that happens. So define your theme, right? What is the constant ongoing theme, or what are the main themes in your marketing, right? Is it going to be one of those things where you're totally scattered all over the place and you're doing one thing here and one thing here? No, I would venture to say that's not probably the best thing. What is the best thing though is if you hone in on 1 or 2 very similar concrete themes, right? In other words, what area are you playing in? What space are you in, right? When I was in a commercial banking, when we were interviewing new clients and out there headhunting for new corporate clientele, that is exactly what we tried to dig into. We'd ask what vertical are they in, right? Or what space, what niche, what industry? Again, we're taking ourselves to be serious business owners, so why not employ some of those same strategies? Identify who you are and what you are. If you're just a person who is sharing content and hitting the share button on a bunch of random stuff that entertains you, you're not in the content marketing game. What you want to do is create content that specifically targets the type of person that you want to bring into your world and you want to deliver solutions to them. So it's the theme, right? Or in other words, what guy are you, right? What guy? In other words, if you want to become known as the blank guy or the blank girl, right? I learned this from the great Russell Brunson in one of his teachings and classes. You know, I heard him exactly say that. Just, okay, what are you? He often referred to himself and said, I'm the funnel guy, right? So what guy are you, right? Are you the weight loss guy? Are you the AI, showing people how to crush it using AI girl, right? Are you the, and you fill in the blank, right? These are the questions you need to ask and find out really what is your theme. If you can't define what your theme is, if you can't define what the actual ongoing common denominator thread in all of your marketing is, then you need to take a second, step back and figure out what that is. Crystallize who you are, create your content theme. This is the place you want to start. Number 2, content variety, okay? Content variety. I don't say enough about this, and probably not a lot of people do too, but content variety is one of those things that is absolutely essential the more and deeper you get into your content marketing strategy. The reason for it is you don't want things to get stale, right? And with people, things can get stale really, really easily. So for instance, if you're just creating a long line of videos and talking about the same thing, and each video is 12, 13, 14 minutes long, that's not gonna go very far, right? Certainly not after a certain point. This is also why it makes sense to, once you hit a certain level, to create different types of content across different platforms. But again, having just different types of content is the way to go. Have some variety in what you do. Don't change the theme, but have variety, right? One day you might put a post up on Facebook or on Instagram that has a nice long caption that really digs into the persona of your character and really talks about something, shares something of value, whereas later on you might do a story that shows a little bit more of a behind the scenes look look at your business and your operation that shows people the ins and outs and the reality of what goes on. On the flip side, you might also create a nice long instructional video that takes 10 minutes and where you're telling someone how to do something, and then later on in the day or perhaps the next day you're putting a short form video on the likes of YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, or TikTok that is just a fast and to the point, giving your 3 or 4 solid points of instruction without detailed elaboration. Does that make sense? Mixing it up is a great way not only to keep your people engaged, but it's also a great way to bring in new customers and new prospects as well. Have a variety. No one likes stale bread. Number 3, and finally, content calendar, right? I said content calendar. And this is one of the most important things. This is certainly one of the most helpful things that exists out there in terms of helping you stay organized with the type of content that you want to do. Now, in my last point, I talked to you about content variety, and I kind of just gave you 3 or 4 different examples. And for a lot of you, I know that if you haven't been at this that long, then what I just did is probably either impressive or might even seem a little bit daunting to you to be able to say, okay, on this day do this, later on do this, and do this type. That's where creating a content calendar and using it is very, very helpful, because now you don't have to think about it and you can take the guesswork out of it. That simply tells you, okay, on this day do this, on this day do this. In the morning, post this and talk about this, and in the afternoon, show this type of story, and in the evening, create this type of video. Does that make sense? So you want to get to where you are definitely creating variety, you have a dialed in theme, but also you have this calendar now that makes things easier for you. Imagine if you have to create all of those things and decide all those things and really brainstorm all of those things individually, one at a time as they come up before you're looking to post it. That's going to become a very, very laborious task, and it's an easy way to get burnt out. Whereas if you have a calendar, again, the guesswork is taken out of it for you. So consider doing that. You can create your own, or you can look online. There's a ton of them out there, a lot of different types out there, again, according to your niche. And it's one of those things where you can buy one online for very inexpensively, or just do a quick Google search, maybe on YouTube, and you can find someone who creates content who can show you how to do that. There might even be one of those things where they're giving one away. Heck, maybe I'll give one away one day. I'll create one and give one away as a freebie. Let me know in the comments if you want to go ahead and have me do that, right? But there you have it. Create a calendar, because a calendar is one of those things where I've said this before, I've lived by this. If it's not on your calendar, it's not going to happen, right? If it's not scheduled, it's not going to happen. And if it's not on your calendar, it didn't happen and it won't happen, right? And you can continue to run with that as deep as you want, right? Get a calendar. Believe me, you won't be sorry. There you have it, my friends. Those are 3 content marketing strategy hacks for you to help take your content marketing to the next level. And I really hope this was helpful to you. Let me know in the comments which one of these is the one that stood out to you the most. Also, please let me know if you want me to go ahead and put together a content calendar and put that out there for you as a free resource. I might just do that as well, okay? This is Jason Lang with Always Enterprise. Make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell. That way you don't miss out on any more hot new content that I got coming down the pipe for you. I will see you next time. Take care and God bless.